Hello children, in this part I am going to explain about the trigonometry. So what is meant by trigonometry? The trigonometry is an important branch of mathematics which is combination of three Greek words. Tri means three, gon means side and metron means measure. So in fact, you can say that trigonometry is the study of relationship between the side and angles of a triangle. Now let us come to the point angle. What is meant by angle here? So angle means you can say, suppose this is the line, initial line you can call, and coincident with that means another line OP. That means OP is above this OX. Now you are rotating this OP in clockwise direction. So the gap between or space between these two positions of a line, initial line and revolving line, we will call the angle. So if a line initially coincident with OX revolves about O into the position OP, it traces out the angle XOP, and generally it is denoted by angle XOP. Thus a trigonometrical angle is measured by the amount of revolution undergo by the revolving line from the initial position to its final position. So this is the initial line and this one is the final position of a line and gap between amount of revolution. That means this is the angle. Now the nature of the angle depends upon the revolution. If your rotating line is revolving in anti-clockwise direction, then you have to show the positive angle, and your revolving line is going in clockwise direction, then angle is called negative. So negative angles, and this is the positive angles, you can say positive angles. And here is very clearly written also, you can see in the given figures, OX is called the initial position or initial line, OP is called the final position, and angle XOP is amount of revolution of the straight line. The angle described by the revolving line revolving in the anti-clockwise direction is said to be positive, whereas the angle traced out by the revolving line in revolving in the clockwise direction is said to be negative. So this downside we will show the negative angles, and when you go up of the initial line means you have to show the positive angles. Now next point comes about the measure of angles. So the measure of angle, there are three principal system of measurement of angles. The names are given here: sexagesimal system, centesimal system, and circular system. But you are going to study here only sexagesimal system. What is meant by the system? In the system, a right angle is divided into 90 equal parts, each called a degree. A degree is further divided into 60 equal parts and each called a minute, and each minute is again divided into 60 equal parts, each called a second. Therefore, in the sexagesimal system, an angle is expressed in terms of degree, minutes and seconds. Thus you can say one right angle is equal to 90 degree, and 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes, and 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. You can denote it in this way also. These are the sign for minute and this is the sign for second. Now let us come to the Next point, identification of the side of a right angled triangle in trigonometry. So first of all you should learn about the right angle triangle. So right angle triangle, just you can consider what is meant by a right angle triangle. Let me explain here. So a right angle triangle means a triangle in which one angle is at least 90 degree. It's called right angle triangle. So suppose this angle you are taking here 90 degree, and now this is the symbol for 90 degree. Now you have to decide about this side. So there are three sides in a triangle. One you can say this one, other one you can say this one you can say this one. Three sides are there. But how will identify? How will give the name of the side in a right angle triangle? So here very clearly is written, or here you can see the opposite side. The first of all we are taking hypotenuse. This is the hypotenuse. So opposite to the right angle, that means this is the 90 degree angle, and opposite to this angle, this is the side, means PR. So PR we will call the hypotenuse. This is the hypotenuse. And next one is, that means perpendicular, means the side opposite to the given acute angle, means the angle which one you are going to use in a triangle. Suppose this angle you are considering here theta. So opposite side of theta is called the opposite side. And the third one is the base is the third side. That means you can say the third side is known as the base of the triangle, and it is also known as adjacent side of the triangle, and we can call base, or you can call adjacent side. So these are the three sides of a triangle. Again I am repeating in simple way. That means opposite side of 90 degree is called hypotenuse. Opposite side of theta is called opposite side, or you can say perpendicular. And the third side you can call the adjacent side, or you can call base. So any three names you can call. Now trigonometric ratio of an acute angle. The ratio of is very clearly written here. The ratio of side of a right angled triangle with respect to its acute angle are called trigonometric ratio, or briefly as T ratios of angle, means trigonometric ratio of the angle. Here we are going to use one angle. For example, again I am showing that means this right angle triangle. See, in this right angle triangle you are going to find out the ratio of this angle. So the ratio of this angle, that means you can write, see, in this way. There are 6 trigonometric ratio: sine, cos, tan, cot, sec and cosec. And if you are going to see their full name, SIN, sine, second one will be cosine, tangent, cotangent, secant and cosec. These are the full names. But always that means we will use in short their name. So this sine we will use as a sine. So we can write from here, suppose this is the figure. From here we are going to see, just you draw two perpendicular lines, and here you can take x, here you can take y axis. This one is opposite to x, means x dash and y dash, and one angle is making here theta at O. So this angle is theta. And now you are going to find out the ratio of this theta. So you can say here sine theta. First of all is sine theta. Sine theta you can write from here, means perpendicular by hypo. So see, in this, that means PM is perpendicular, PREM perpendicular, and this one is the hypo, and this one is the base. So perpendicular, base and hypo. So first of all, you try to memorize in order: sine, cos, tan, cot, sec, cosec. So easily, that means you can memorize this 6 ratios. The first one is given sine theta. The sine theta means you can say perpendicular by hypo, or if you want to give the name of the side here, you can say PM by OP. Means in brief, you can written here is given sine theta. In place of say PM by OP is called the sine of angle theta. So in place of sine of angle theta means we can say sine theta. So sine theta is equal, you can say perpendicular by hypo. And similarly you can say cos theta. So cos theta is equal, that means base by hypo. Just you see only this parts. And here is given tan theta means perpendicular by base. So straightway you memorize only perpendicular by base. And the next 3 are the opposite of the first 3. You can say cot theta. Cot is the opposite of tan. Here in tan theta is given perpendicular by base, but you have to say here base by perpendicular. And next is sec. Sec is the opposite of cos. Cos is given here base by hypo. Then here you can say hypo by base. And the last is given here cosec theta. Cosec theta means hypo by perpendicular. And cosec is the opposite of sine, and sine is given here perpendicular by hypotenuse. So first 3 are the opposite of last 3, or you can say last 3 are the opposite of the first 3. So try to memorize, that means in the same order. Here some notes are given that I will say for you. These 6 ratios are called trigonometrical ratio of theta, or you can say trigonometrical functions of theta, or you can say circular function of theta. And sine theta does not means, it is very important, sine theta does not means a multiple of sine and theta. It is a single symbol denoting a certain ratio. So please don't count, that means the sine thetas are the 2 parts, sine and theta. No, it is only single symbol. Now every trigonometric ratio is a real number. That means all the trigonometric ratio will have the positive values. So these are the things about the first part. So again I am repeating. First of all, you have to learn, that means this trigonometric ratio by heart, just like a alphabet. In the beginning we used to learn. So that's okay. We'll see you in the next part 2.